Namaskaram. In this episode, we will understand the meaning of Pasuram number 13 of Pillaiandadi. In the previous Pasuram, we are pleading to Swami Desikan by saying that I am an Akinchanan. I have absolutely no path to upliftment, and therefore, it is only with Swami Desikan's compassion that I can be uplifted. And he's the only person who can remove all these ignorances and false knowledge that has found a place in me in abundance, right? Now, we saw that how it's one of the most important qualities that a Sharanagata should have is Akinchanyam and Ananyagatitvam. In this Pasuram, we're going to see one more important quality that is so important for a Sharanagata. And let's look at how Kumara Varadhacharya has woven that into this Pasuram. So the Pasuram goes as ஆராக அரும் கருமம் ஞானம் காதல் கொண்டு வேறாக நிற்கும் விறகு எனக்கில்லை விரக்தி இல்லை தேராத திண்மதி சீரார் கதியிலும் செம்பொன் மேனி மாறாத தூப்புல் மாலே மறவேன் இனி நின் பதமே. So the Pasuram talks about Maraven ini nin padame. I will never ever forget the lotus feet of Swami Desikan. Remember that we're having a direct conversation with Swami Desikan. So here, nin padame here talks about your holy feet. So I will meditate on your holy feet in a continuous manner. And that is the blessing we are asking out of Swami Desikan over here. But again, we continue to list down all our disqualifications in this Pasuram too. So it starts off with Araga Yennum Arum Karumam Jnanam Kadal Kondu Araga Yennum. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has told, he has largely spoken about Bhakti Yoga, and then he says that in order for you to get to Bhakti Yoga, you will have to do Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and then ultimately you will achieve Bhakti Yoga, right? Whereas he has also given a lot of limbs for each of these requirements. For example, in Karma Yoga, we have to make sure that we do our act without any expectation. Kartritva buddhi tyagam. So we should not think that this is me who is doing the work, but understand that it is the Lord who is getting this work done through me, and I'm just an instrument for him in getting this work done. So kartritva buddhi tyagam. Then mamata tyagam. I should not have any attachment to the work saying that this is my work. I am doing this because this is my duty. I am doing this because this is something that I have to do. So mamata tyagam should not be there. And lastly, which is so difficult, is phalata tyagam. Doing the work thinking that I'm not the doer, doing the work without any association to the work, but still giving your best. And lastly, not expecting any fruits out of that particular work that you have done, but leaving it to the Lord, saying that you have done this work through me for your own enjoyment, and the only fruit is for me to see your smiling face. This is extremely difficult to do in any world, I would say, not just in Kali Yuga, but it would be extremely difficult for anybody to do this. But it is particularly very difficult in today's world because everything that we do today is so attached to a monetary benefit or number of followers that you're getting, the number of social media footprint that you're creating. Everything is associated to a particular benefit that we need for us to even move a pin from here to there. We think about what is the benefit that we're going to get, right? Sa aragayannum, the upaya that has been listed down by Krishna himself. Araga means upaya, the means to upliftment. Arum means the very sacred. Karumam here refers to Karma Yoga. Jnanam, Jnana Yoga. Kadal Kundu. Kadal actually means love, but here it means Bhakti Yoga. It is very beautifully written here saying Kadal Kundu, which symbolifies that Bhakti Yoga is nothing but having that unconditional love towards Krishna, and having that, as Ramanujar says, like Taila Dharavat, right? It should be uninterrupted flow of thoughts and feelings for Krishna, and having only his thoughts in your mind 24 bar 7, 365 days a year, and all through our life, right? So that is Bhakti Yoga. And the means towards getting to Bhakti Yoga itself is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and which by itself are very, very difficult for us to practice in today's world. So Krishna himself knew that this is extremely difficult for us to follow, and therefore in the 18th chapter, 66th shloka, he gives us the Charma shloka, which talks about Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. So he says Sarva Dharman. Here, Dharma refers to the Upaya. So whatever Upaya I have told through all of these 17 chapters, you can Parityajya, leave that. You don't have to follow any of that as an Upaya. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. So he touches his heart and himself, his chest. He touches his chest and he says, Mam ekam sharanam braja, right? So he says, I am your only refuge. And if someone's taking refuge in a person, then what is that one requirement that is expected out of the person who's taking refuge in the other person is that we will fully trust that person, right? But let's see if we have that quality. But before that, Kumara Varadhacharya is also talking about another disqualification that we have. So we finished the first two lines. Aragayennum arum karumam jnanam kadal kundu. We don't have any of these. Next, he's talking about the next disqualification. Veraganirkum viragu enakillai virakti illai. So he's talking about how we don't even have vairagya um, in this world, in this material possessions, right? I'm not capable of adopting them and independently establishing myself on the path to liberation. Veraha nirkum virahenakku illai, which means I cannot stand independently and look at adopting any of these paths to liberation. And most importantly, for me to follow Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, I need Vairagya. Vairagya is dispassion, detachment. I don't have dispassion for the worldly possessions, especially in today's world where there is an upgrade and update to everything that is around us. There is no limit for what will get introduced into our lives every second. And everyone's expectation out of their lifestyle is only increasing day by day. And today, if I don't have something that's a luxury for me, tomorrow it becomes a necessity. This today, what is luxury becomes a necessity tomorrow. That's how life is going today in this materialistic world, right? Who am I? What are my disqualifications here? I am somebody who's drawn by all my sense organs. I want to see all the movies that are getting released in Netflix. I want to watch all the reels, stay updated. I want to listen to all the new songs. I want to smell and feed upon and give taste to my taste buds of the best food that is available. I want to try out new dishes and keep feeding on new dishes. And you open YouTube, you open Instagram or anything, there are never-ending reels on skincare and how to maintain your skin and everything, right? So everything in today's world is only pulling us to in the direction of how to satisfy these sense organs. But Vairagyam is exactly opposite of that, where you live in this material world, but you're not drawn by any of these um, pull of how the material world is pulling each of our sense organs in that direction. and how you're able to stay detached from all of these. But I don't have any of these qualities. I try really hard, but then none of this is possible for me, is what he's saying. So, ஆராஹயன்னும் அரும் கருமம் ஞானம் காதல் கொண்டு வேறாக நிற்கும் விறகு எனக்கில்லை விரக்தி இல்லை. I don't have any of these capabilities of following the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga that you have shown as the Upayam, nor do I have the capability to independently stand and say that I want to walk myself towards the path of liberation and I'm going to practice Vairagya. I don't have that too. So, Terada Tinmadi, Sirar Kadilum Sempon Meni. So, Terada Tinmadi Shirar Kadiyelum, in the best choice of path to liberation, which is Prapatti. Terada Tinmadi Sirar Kadiyelum. So, we have now chosen the path as Prapatti, which on the face of it looks super simple. And I don't have to practice any of this, right? I don't have to do Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. I don't have to practice Vairagya. All I need to do is just a Sharanagati by saying that I am extremely akinchanan. I don't have any of these qualities that is required. So please accept me with your grace. But there is one very, very important qualification for Prapati, which is Mahavishwasam. And what we are telling Desigar over here is, I have not attained a stable mind of Mahavishwasam as well, which is extremely important, right? So, in the second line of the Charma Shloka, what does Krishna say? Mamekam Sharanam Braja, he says. He take refuge at me. I am your only refuge, he says. So, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. In the second line, he says, Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha. So, he says, Aham Tva. I will relieve you of all your papas and your balance account, and I will give you liberation, and may you not fear. This is what he says. Now, what kind of people are we? We are somebody who always thinks that if I do something, I'm going to get something in return. If I don't do something, how can I get something in return, right? So, if I'm not doing any of these acts of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, nor do I have the Vairagya, then how is he promising to give me moksha just by doing that one small act of Sharanagati, which also I am not doing, which my Acharya is doing? Such is our monkey mind that even though he has told Charama Shloka as Krishna, as Rama, as Varaha, he has told the same thing again and again and again, our Mahavishwasam gets shaken, right? So we are not people who have a stable mind and thinking that I have done Sharanagati. The Lord will take care of everything that I need. And I'm not here to do any of these as an upayam anymore in order to get to the path of liberation. Or even while I am here in this material world, he will take care of all my needs. I don't have that stable mind. I have a monkey mind that keeps jumping, and at times it might even poke and ask this question saying, are you sure just with that one small Sharanagati that you have done that he's going to not punish you for any of the sins that you're doing right now after Prapatti? After Prapatti as well, we continue to do so many sins, right? Our monkey mind will start asking, saying, he's watching all of this. Is he not going to punish me for this? Despite this, is he going to give me moksha? So such is our mind, and therefore, and this is not something that is conducive for Sharanagati, because he asks out of us only two things in order for a Sharanagati to be fruitful, right? One is you should not have any other means. You shouldn't be doing any of this as an upaya for liberation. You should truly be incapable of doing any of this. And secondly, you should have Mahavishwasa, or the absolute determination that he is the only refuge that I have, and he will do everything to protect me. He is my ultimate protector, master, controller, and he is the final enjoyer, right? So I should have the absolute faith in him. But if I don't have this, then my Sharanagati is not going to be fruitful. So then again, we are back to square one where we don't have any other refuge. And whom do we seek as refuge now? We seek Swami Desikan as refuge. So what kind of Swami Desikan? That is what he is explaining so beautifully in the next line. Semponmeni marada tupul male. So Semponmeni, the Lord of Tupul, has a mesmerizing and captivating golden ember hued body that does not fade in beauty ever at all, right? Why is he calling him golden ember hued body that does not fade? Is we can surely be trustworthy enough of Swami Desikan that he's never going to let us fall any further, and he will lift us up from where we are today and definitely show us the path towards upliftment, right? Maraveen ini nin padame. And our prayer to Swami Desikan is, I shall never forget your feet. I shall always meditate on them as the means to liberation. So the summary of this Pasuram is, O God of our kind, one who sports a body that is golden red in color at all times, ever resplendent, I am not fit to be independently pursuing any path of liberation by enjoying myself on the path of Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. I do not have the fortune of developing dispassion for all other goals like Kama, Artha, Dharma, right? I also cannot develop Mahavishwasam in the saving grace of the Lord. Therefore, I am unfit for Prapatti, which is many times more potent when compared to all other paths to liberation. So, this being the case, I can only do one thing now. And what is that? I can meditate on your feet at all times. And with this as a reason, you could shower your grace on me, Swami Desika. So, in this stanza, Kumara Varadacharya declares univocally that he has no refuge other than the feet of Swami Desikan. And so is the path for us as well, because we have this monkey mind which keeps shifting from one side to the other. At once, we might have had the Mahavishwasam and we go and do Prapatti, but after that, do we continue to be with Mahavishwasam, which is required out of us? May we all have Mahavishwasam in Perumal, but when we are always in contact with this Prakriti, which is Triguna in nature. When we are in Sattva Guna, we might have the Mahavishwasam, but when we are influenced by Tamoguna and Rajoguna, our mind keeps shifting its stance, and therefore, what we have as a refuge is only the ability to meditate on the holy feet of Swami Desikan. While meditation is also difficult, if we just look at his holy feet and we continue to keep telling ourselves that he is our only refuge, then Swami Desikan, out of his compassion, will definitely uplift us from this material world and show us the path. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha. Dhanyosmi.